Okay, so good morning, Monday, everyone. Hello, good morning, Professor, Sir.
โปรเฟสเซอร์
Good
ปะทะ
morning.
โปรเฟสเซอร์
เล่นมุก
Good
นะจ่าเล่นมุกนะเซอร์นะ
โปรเฟสเซอร์ ชื่นจิตยังไม่เข้ามาเลย เป็นโปรเฟสเซอร์จริงๆนะท่านกรณ์
ไม่ใช่พูดถึงโปรเฟสเซอร์เอาเป็นคนเมื่อกี้คนอินเดียเมื่อกี้ไม่เกี่ยวคนเมื่อกี้ไม่ได้
ค
เกี่
น
ยว
อินเดียเขา
ผม
จบ
ยังไม่ผม
เขาจบ PhD แล้วไม่ใช่เหรอเจ้าคะ
หลายใบแล้ว
ก็อาจารย์กับเซลไงโปรเฟสเซอร์ไงโปรเฟสเซอร์อาจารย์กับเซลว่าเซอร์ไงเขายังไม่เรียนมากไงไม่ได้ปฏิบัติไง
ของ
อาจารย์
เรา
กับเซล
เซอร์จริง
ไม่ได้ว่าอะไรอันนี้ไม่ได้กล่าวถึงโอเค
Yeah.
ยินดี
Okay,
We
now,
need to just enjoy
so
teaching.
welcome back to our study time. Okay.
โอเค
Anyone has that anything to share? Anyone? We are still on the metta bhavana. Okay. Any stories to share?
sorry to share
Have you prepared? Tan Tita Dhamma?
On metta.
Yeah. Any story?
sorry
My apologies.
Oh, okay.
But I guess
Now, Monit?
I will share
Okay.
วิวแชร์วิวแชร์แบบเนี้ยโยมที่นั่งไปอย่างเงี้ยเหรอ
หมอต้องเขียนมาไม่งั้นหมอพูดไม่ค่อยออกอ่ะเจ้าค่ะท่านกรณ์
โอ้โหสุดยอด
เริ่มเลย in the past I normally couldn't detect my anger when I knew it grow up to become the bigger and maybe sometimes biggest then
No surprise. No surprise.
Then I express it by verbal and body language. You know, it's like a burst or atomic bomb.
Okay.
Like how you know.
Yeah, I know.
So the result is not good for me and for the opposite. And relationship and friendship was broken. So I realized that I wanted to solve this problem of my anger. If I can detect it from small anger, or if I know the way to improve this problem, the relationship or friendship was remain and was not destroyed. So later on, when I found Vipassana meditation, I can detect my feelings better than previous and develop this ability more and more. From practice, I could detect my body reaction when I was angry, such as my face and body was hot. My heart rate was very fast, and sometimes I have heart pain and tension headache and muscle tension all over my body. This reaction caused suffering to me. You know, because of more concentration. So this looks very expansion like heart pain. I feel heart pain much more and more, and very pain. So I think if I can't resolve this problem, I will die before. Oh, เฮ้ยโทรศัพท์มาช่างเถอะand later on I can separate angry feeling from my mind. So I know that this feeling is not belong to me. And one day I remember that when I was angry, I could let go this emotion. That moment is very amazing. I feel free from that feeling and can forgive that person, and I can give loving kindness to him. For the past, I cannot give loving kindness to the person that I hate.
Okay.
You know. Okay.
And now you can.
Yes, I can.
Very
I can
good.
do it sometimes.
That's good.
Some person too.
Sometimes that doesn't sound better.
Okay.
You know, it's better and better, but I'm not arahat.
Okay.
If you made me angry, I may kill you.
I give you.
I'm not arahat.
I'll make you regret it. I can really relate with Monique because I think we have very similar personalities in this case. Always angry. I was good at two things: making friends and losing friends. Always fighting. But it's like what Monique described with the psychological and the physical pain is very real. Like you get the tensions in your head, like something is squeezed in the back of your head. You feel your heart beating really fast and the blood pumping through your veins. And there is a moment where it's very easy to make a rash decision. It's like just get into it, you know. And once you go over that limit, then anything can happen. Because of that. But this is like something from childhood as well. But with meditation, it's sort of realizing that you're not really angry at the person, but you're angry at the story you're creating in your mind about that person. So it's like these thoughts, the way they proliferate out of just simple words, they taint the mind. And sort of loving kindness is like it's like a last resort. Sometimes I try to just look at it, but loving kindness helps so much. It's like as was Ajahn Sujan described earlier, I just start with myself and towards the body, towards the posture, whatever it is, whether it is the formal meditation or just going about the day, and then directing it towards the anger itself, sort of in a way like forgiving myself for being this way. You know, these are just conditioned things, so it's not really mine, like Mani described. So accepting it and forgiving it, it's like even though it's causing pain and suffering, just accepting that pain and suffering and showing kindness towards that, loving kindness towards that, and it ebbs away, and then directing it to the person who eradicates it. And it's such a comforting and good thing, but it's very hard to do. So it's like Monique is getting better and better. Hope.
Yeah.
You remember?
Up and down.
Remember last word, hope.
Yeah.
Do you know what does it mean? Hope. Huh?
Who's Castle?
Achan Kon, do you know what does it mean? Hope. Hope. Hope.
Oh, you mean destination in the future?
Hope.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Sometimes it's back to square one, you know. Sometimes you feel, oh, there's so much progress, and then sometimes back again.
Okay.
But difference is it doesn't lead to actions.
Okay. Anyone else? Thanachan Pira, do you have story to tell on metta?
Sorry.
นมัสการนะคะ
And I have some because I just practiced metta before I go to join this program because today I feel like I have some frustrating about my life, so stressed. And I do metta about 5 minutes before I turn on this message from you, because today I got it's not quite good news for me about my visa for attention for more living more further. But Yom Anna, she tried to organize and manage my expanding visa. But she said have some problem because the home office, they don't reply before 23rd. Maybe I have to go. And then he said this morning, maybe I have to prepare everything for travel again, because for last, I think that I have more time for living here, and then I don't get anything in my suitcase. But now he says like that. She said maybe I have to go and booking the ticket and make a lot of stuff to for the document to contact the immigrant and in Thailand, because before I go, I have to make it all for the letter for sign something and tell them about how to qualify in the place that I have to pay by myself. And everything comes today is so bring me stress and frustration. And I try to do metta bhavana in my little hut about 5 minutes, but it's really hard. So what is excellent for me from this morning is if you can clear on your stress with metta for yourself first, maybe everything is easy, and you can introspective about your problem. You have to investigate and try to realize that all the problem is impermanent. It's not always that you expect is good, or if you more attention or more aspect to be well, maybe it's not. And then when we share loving kindness for myself, I feel good because of I can see and realize that my problem is not from my idea only, from people give me. That this means we have three person in my own, on your own. You have three person. The first one is one of you want to be, maybe it's not or right or different some. And the second, someone that people need you to be, give you a person or give you the duty to do. Maybe right, maybe wrong, it's okay. For the third, be with yourself. You can decide or choose one is good for you by your investigation or your introspective in that problem. So when I take meditation with my practice, loving kindness and compassion for myself like this, I feel good and feel it's okay. It's okay. It's all right. Yes, when you can come down or solve your problem like this, I think the happiness can come in really in short time. It's not for long for you get or living or you carry on your problem all the time all the way or maybe all your life. This is my experience for today from this morning that I got the problem for myself. And for you, maybe it's really good benefit for you practice well like me. It's okay.
Mm.
This I explained from this morning. Ajahn, I have the problem.
Okay.
Maybe it's not long time for here. She said maybe on this Wednesday I have to go. Yeah, it's really shocked me.
Okay,
Because
Achan,
I'm so scared for first.
you have a pond next to your temple. Put that passport hidden in the pond and stay hiding in the temple.
How you respond me?
Actually, technically, you don't need a visa because you don't need to get a job.
Oh God, maybe you mean I break the law?
Yeah.
Carl is saying right. You're not going for a job. You're not doing anything. You're not going anywhere. It's okay. You can stay in a temple. We feed you.
I think being a
So I
monk.
shoot Aberdeen for first. It's good.
Okay, we will feed you.
Oh, thank you. Okay, ก็พูดไม่ออกอะไรอึดอัด
Okay.
I have to try for I have to practice chanting for get the family for all in this week. I have about 5 or 6 days for practice for this. And the second, I have to check myself for ready to go, prepare everything and get everything for travel in my suitcase, everything. So I was really confused which one I should do first.
It's okay. You are long. Leave everything behind. Leave everything behind and go.
Maybe I'm so stressed too. Hey, poor หลวงตา
Oh dear me. Okay.
ไม่รู้จะทำยังไงกับตัวเอง
เดี๋ยวค่อยคุย
ต้อง
กัน
ถามตัวเองว่าอาจารย์จะเอายังไงอาอยู่เซลปรึกษากับราชการ
I confuse you see I confuse ไอ้สับสน
ถ้าเป็นผมกลับแล้วอัตหิอัตโนนาโถโกหินาโถปโรสิยา
อาจารย์ก็จะให้หนีเลย
แล้วถ้าเรากลับไปตั้งหลักแล้วก็มาได้ ถ้าเราหนีแล้วมาไม่ได้อีกแล้ว
Okay, we'll speak about it later.
ครบเราเพื่อต้องการประโยชน์
ไปอยู่อเบอร์ดินได้ป่ะเจ้าค่ะไปอยู่ท่านสิ
ไอ้สำหรับทุกคนอ่ะนี่ด้วยอ่ะ
ยอมบดีนะ
ไปทำหลังใหม่เลยเจ้าค่ะ
Okay, we'll speak behind the scene. Okay.
behind the scene
Okay.
Don't get my problem from you all.
Okay. Than Kon, do you have a story to tell?
story with metta
With metta.
My master he talk about metta when you give metta for everyone you can call as atma like everybody can take merit the same all. Yes, no have somebody have power, big power can take merit too much more another to least power. If you call at you can take merit the same all. The merit of you will be 100 times 100 1,000 times for another 1,000 person. It's same to everybody is same. Can receive you power of metta is the same or merit same.
Okay. Good. Than Niroz, would you like to share some stories on?
I have some of the suttas about the metta, and I will tell in the last after we will have a study about this.
Okay. Ah, okay. So he's going to tell us a sutta later on.
Ajahn,
Yes.
why I don't see Ajahn Nilod? Maybe my camera is problem or
No, there is no problem. But okay, I will put.
oh, Satu, I never seen you before. Yeah, so why you don't show your face? Oh, very handsome, really good. You know me, I'm Ajahn Pila, Ajahn Nilod.
Right.
Very good. Nice to meet you.
So let's go to the PowerPoint. Okay, I have one question here. I will ask you later. All right. Okay. Yeah. What is the difference between Buddhist metta and other religious metta? What do you think? Metta in Buddhism and other religion, will it be same? All what we are talking so far is what we think in Buddhism, metta, that we have to practice this way, that way, and we also said directions. We talk about whom avoid directions. Yeah. We talk about how many ways. We talk about individual to oneself and a person, different categories, appamanya and different people, and then directions, different directions. Yeah. And then what about other religion? What do you think of other religion? Do you think will be any difference?
I think metta in Buddhist is to give loving kindness without payback.
Without expecting any return, right?
Yes.
What about other faith? What do you think others will think about? They also may think, oh, we also share metta without expecting to.
And I think this is the first step of Brahma, and
first step of,
and to develop the highest virtue.
Okay, to develop highest virtue. And then anybody? What is the difference between a Buddhist metta and other religious metta?
From my opinion, I think any kind of religion that teach people to be good. So one thing that I have seen for another religion or another person that I have met, they have the good will. They have some kind of good manner and practice in good relationship for people. Sometimes they show another side is very good for really friendly for another religions who is not only the Buddhism. I make sure good people, they have the goodwill. Goodwill, I mean the loving kindness same, it's the same with the goodwill. They have the goodwill too for practice themselves with another religion.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think that is much different.
Yes.
He's asking. Increase voice.
I agree with Jampira. There doesn't seem to be much difference. I guess the only thing is the boundaries placed.
Yeah.
If you developing Buddhist metta to the ends, you need to remove all boundaries. So, but even then, like, yeah, that's not much.
Yes, from my idea, I think it's not only Buddhism people be well or good person. Another the same because they have some practice well in good will for another people too. So many countries is not Buddhism, but they are good person is a lot because of they have the good training in goodwill and good behavior to respond, respect people, and have some. For my idea, firstly, if they have some trust together and be honor with any kind of condition for practice, they also be good. The same, they practice well in metta, have the goodwill, have the compassion and sympathetic and nurture the mind well. In the same for another religion too. They have trust together and respectful.
Okay.
Trust together and respect.
Thanh Con, do you understand the question?
I understand. Buddhist metta and another religious metta. I understand. I think
the vipassana is different.
Yeah.
Turn it into vipassana.
Maybe this is
Because yeah, that's true. Because the metta doesn't eradicate hate or dosa. What eradicates is vipassana. So you will have a good feeling, but then you still hate, and you have to rely on fear of God in order to keep it up.
Okay, Thanh Con.
I think Buddhist metta, he gave metta all many people in the world, as animal, not especially for on Buddhism, but it's all many people all the world. But other religions, because maybe just specialists in religions only, no, or another religions, because
Same
like
people. But Jesus loved the enemy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Thanh Niroj, do you have any thoughts?
Sorry.
In this question, in my opinion, I think Buddhism metta and the other religions metta, I think it's the same.
Same.
Because just like once time I have heard about the Ajahn Chah, that one of the disciples asked to the Ajahn Chah that how can you teach to the foreigner? Ajahn Chah is a Thai people, Thai monk, and how he can teach to the foreigner. And then he said that if they have a raga dosa moha, then of course I can teach them. Just like chitta, if anyone have a chitta, then anyone can practice a metta. Even it's another religion, Buddhism, Christianity, or any other religion, anyone can practice metta, and I think it's the same.
Okay. Okay. So I am not going to answer this. Okay. I'm not going to answer, and I want you to find out yourself. Okay. So this is the Metta Sutta that the Buddha spoke to the monks. Okay, and I've extracted only, although it is a Brahma Vihara Sutta, talking about the Brahma Vihara, I'm just taking for the metta. Okay, and this is the story. Goes like this. On one occasion, the Blessed One was staying among the Koreans here in Halidawasa. As they were sitting there, the wanderers of other sects. So here, basically, what happened that monks from Koreans, monks from this Halidawasa place, were about to go to the Pindapata in Koreans, in Korean village. And then at that time, they left temple little early. So after they left temple little early, they thought, oh, it's not time for the Pindapata yet. So we still have plenty of time. Let's go to talk to other religious friends. So that's how we went and sat together and spoke. So as they're sitting there, the wanderers of other sects said to them, friends, Gautama, the contemplative, teaches the Dhamma to his disciples in this way. Come. Now, this is other sects saying, other sects, Nikaya, other wanderers of other sects. Okay, come, monks, abandoning the 5 hindrances, the corruption of awareness that weakens discernment, keep pervading the first direction, east, with the awareness imbued with goodwill, likewise the second, likewise the third, likewise the fourth. Thus above, below, and all around, everywhere, in its entirety, keep pervading the all-encompassing cosmos, with an awareness imbued with a goodwill, abundant, expansive, immeasurable, without hostility, without ill will. So this is what the Buddha taught, and this is what the other religious people understood about the Buddha's teaching of a metta. Yeah. So as we were talking, that Buddha taught metta, sharing metta to all the directions, for and above, above and below, and all around, everywhere, and in cosmos, encompassing all the cosmos. Okay? And now, friends, now this is another faith, another religion. Okay, another religion also saying, now, friends, we too teach our disciples in this way. Yeah, this is same, right? Come, you friends, abandoning the 5 hindrances, the corruption of awareness that weakens discernment, keep pervading the first direction, the east, with an awareness imbued with a goodwill, likewise the second, likewise the third, likewise the fourth, thus above, below, and around, everywhere. So in the whole, encompassing the whole cosmos. Okay? And this is no difference at all, right? In between, this same. So the other sects or other religious people are saying that what the Buddha talks about metta, it is the same with what we teach too. And they ask further, saying, so friends, what difference, what distinction, what distinguishing factor is there here between Gautama, the contemplative, and us? Now they're asking, what is the difference between what I teach and what your teacher teaches? When encompassing Dhamma teaching with the Dhamma teaching, instruction with the instruction. Now this is the question that I asked, okay? And this is the same question asked to the monks. So that's why this is not just now, right? In the past, during the time of the Buddha also, monks were asked what is the difference. And then monk didn't answer at all, didn't know what to say. So they said, then the monks are neither delighted they weren't happy. Yeah, they weren't happy, neither delighted. They weren't happy to see that, oh, why this is same thing. Yeah, so neither delighted in the words of the wanderers of other sects, nor did they reject them. And also they can't reject, they can't say no. Yeah? And without delighting or rejecting, they got off from their seats and left, thinking, we will learn the meaning of these words in the presence of the Blessed One. Now, this is from Samyukta Nikaya. Okay? Yeah, this is from Samyukta Nikaya, sutta called Metta Sutta. Metta Sutta. Okay? Now, anybody has got anything to share? Anyone want to say anything on this?
The monks were very wise, not agreeing
Ah,
or not saying anything or being angry or something.
Well, because they are saying truth.
Yeah, you can't reject that.
And then they're also saying that we also teach same thing. And what is the difference? They ask. See, what is the difference? What is the distinction? What is the distinguishing factor here? Yeah. So this is the question. And now you have to find out what is the difference now.
So,
Will you?
the answer of the Lord Buddha.
Yeah, I'm waiting from you all too first. What he said. Yeah. So we talked that this is the same. Yeah. And then also Tan Kon and Tan Pira also mentioned that in other religion mostly they share, they are happy to share metta to only mainly to their own religious people. And then further Ajahn Pira mentioned that we have to have a trust to one another, and Monit said that it is a first step for the development of higher virtues. Okay, now let's go to the conclusion. Okay, and in here Buddha, so the monks after Pindapata went and they ate their food and then went to speak with the Buddha. And then when they went to speak with the Buddha, okay, so the monks went to speak with the Buddha, and then at that time, and this is the answer from the Buddha. Okay, this is the answer from the Buddha. And these monks told the Buddha that, oh, we went to see these wanderers and met the wanderers, and these wanderers asked us this question, saying these things. I wonder what would you say? And then here, Monit, do you want to read? Would you mind to read it for you, for us?
First, for the first paragraph.
Yes.
Monks, when wanderers of other sects speak in that way, they should be addressed in this way. But how, friends, is awareness released? Through goodwill developed? What is its destination? What is its excellence, its good, and its consummation? How is awareness released through compassion developed? What is its destination? What is its excellence, its good, and its consummation? How is awareness released through empathetic joy developed?
No, you don't have to go to that. Wait. We are talking only for the metta. Okay. We don't have to go detail. This one we don't have to. Right? This.
Passes for all.
Okay. And then. Okay. Now, yeah, being asked in this way. Yeah. Being asked in this way, I want it.
The wanderers of other sects will be unable to respond, and on top of that, will fall into vexation. Why is that? Why is that? Because it lies beyond their range. Monks don't see anyone in this cosmos with its Deva, Mara, and Brahma, with its people with their contemplative and Brahman, their royalty and common folk, who would satisfy the mind with their answer to these questions. Aside from the Tathagata, a disciple of the Tathagata, or one who had heard it from them. อ่านต่อแล้วเจ้าค่ะ And how monks is awareness released through goodwill developed. What is its destination? What is its excellence? Its fruit and its consummation.
So this is the answer now. Okay. So awareness release. This is basically Cheto Vimutti. Okay. This awareness release. Cheto Vimutti. And the answer here, Buddha speaks about Bojjhanga now. So from Cheto Vimutti, Bojjhanga will be developed. And here Cheto Vimutti basically means you're contemplating on metta, practicing metta until you gain the Cheto Vimutti. And after Cheto Vimutti you gain, you will develop the Bojjhanga. Right? Bojjhanga, 7 Bojjhangas. See here, the mindfulness, and then analysis of qualities. What is analysis of qualities? And then rapture, piti, passaddhi, samadhi, equanimity. So 7 Bojjhangas will develop, and that is lacking in other faiths. And they may attain, probably, not sure, may attain this Cheto Vimutti, awareness release, Cheto Vimutti. But they can't develop it. They can't develop furthermore to the Bojjhangas. And this Bojjhanga is further saying, right? Depending on seclusion, depending on dispassion, depending on a cessation, resulting in letting go. So that is the main thing here. So this is a lacking in other faiths. Okay. So on seclusion, dispassion, viraga, cessation, vimutti, and
question.
Yes.
Bojjhanga is what is
sati? Yeah, sati. Okay, Bojjhanga. What are the Bojjhanga, right? Sati. Tell me. Sati, Sambojjhanga. And then what is next? What is the second Bojjhanga?
No specific word for Bojjhanga in English law.
7 Bojjhangas. Dhamma Vichaya. Yeah. And then
Samadhi.
yeah, persistent.
คำนี้เลยเจ้าค่ะ awareness release เนี่ยคือโพชังคะเหรอเจ้าค่ะ
Ceto Vimut.
อ๋อเจโตวิ
Viriya.
So I thought Cheto Vimutya was actual liberation. So you're saying like in this context.
Ah.
วิริยะสัมโพชงค์มาวิ
And
เจ
then rapture. What is rapture?
Piti.
Piti. Okay. Piti. What is serenity?
ความสงบนะ
Serenity.
สมาธิสัมโพชงค์
Samadhi concentration.
Passat.
Passaddhi.
อ๋อปัสสติสัมโพชงค์
ความสงบ
Some concentration. Samadhi.
สมาธิสัมโพชงค์
Yeah. And then equanimity.
อุเบกขาสัมโพชงค์
Upekha. Okay. So this is a Sambojjhanga. So basically, the Buddha is saying here, Ceto Vimutti. Okay.
เจโตวิมุตติ
Ceto Vimutti. And then from there, Bojjhanga developed. Bojjhanga.
โพชังกะ 7 factor
Yeah, 7 factors of enlightenment.
อืม
Now further is what is its destination? What is its excellent? Its fruit and consumption. And I think I will take this one to next page.
and it's concerned for metta. Yeah.
Yeah.
is destination is นิพพานว่ะ
No.
Yeah.
I think for first, when we develop metta, is in fact instrumental in overcoming frustration within oneself, and gradual reduction of frustration is the first benefit.
Yeah.
Develop metta. Yeah. The first benefit that one live from metta meditation. You can
Okay.
have some cheerful or hopeful as well, like love by many version, irritation, education, and anger. Very, very good for deal with it all, and you feel better with this good benefit from first for metta practice.
Yeah.
You will get well with your mind. Well.
Okay. Yeah. So further, Buddha mentioned here, okay, if he wants, now after one has developed Ceto Vimutti and Bojjhanga, okay, if he wants, now this is, he remains percipient of loathsomeness in the presence of what is not loathsomeness. Amen.
Yeah.
What
That
is
Asubha.
what's the meaning of โลสัง
Asubha.
ก็ไม่เดียวดายไม่ลดเดี่ยวไม่รู้สึกท้อแท้
อ๋อ
อะไร
อสุภะ
ซ้ำลมซ้
อ๋อคำไทยใช้คำว่าปฏิกูล
Is it a form of like avijja?
อสุภะอ๋อโล
Or
สัง
is it like you're changing your perspective?
Yeah, you
No.
can.
Mm.
You have
ำ
control.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's actually really true. Like you didn't put up with things more.
Okay. So this is the destination in your daily life you can develop. He remains percipient of loathsomeness in the presence of what is not loathsome.
ล้นซ้ำนี่เดียวดายเปล่าเปลี่ยวอะไรเงี้ยความเหงาอะไรเงี้ย
อ่า
โทษปฏิกูลเจ้าค่ะ
ฮะ
อะไร
ปฏิกูลปฏิกูลน่าเกลียด
ปฏิกูลปฏิกูล
อสุภะ
โลนซัมอ๋อ
สิ่งที่ไม่เป็นปฏิกูลนะ สิ่งที่ไม่เป็นปฏิกูลก็คิดเป็นปฏิกูลได้อ่า
รส
ในแปลว่าปฏิกูลเจ้าค่ะ
okay so this is something beautiful and yet he can see it as unbeautiful like that okay and he wants if he wants again here he has a control over okay
This is a form of nibbida.
coming to be nibbida. So that is the here say what is destination excellence fruit and consumption
Oh,
okay
that's so strange.
yeah. So same thing loathsome and sorry loathsome and loathsomeness not loathsome okay and then unloathsomeness to loathsome. There's a loathsome all the time. It's just running around here and there. Just making sure up and down. And this last one is interesting here. If he wants, in the presence of what is loathsome and what is not, cutting himself from both. Yeah? Cutting himself from both, he remains equanimous, alert, and mindful.
So that's like you cut off perception altogether.
Yeah. And again, this is not what he attains if he wants. Remember, if he wants. Yeah. Or he may enter and remain in the beautiful liberation.
The Palasamapatti.
Yeah. Yeah.
อ๋อ ถ้าวางอุเบกขาได้
ใช่ ถ้าเขายินดีที่จะวางอุเบกขาเขาสามารถทำได้ Okay? And I will tell you, monks, awareness released through goodwill has the beautiful as its excellent, excellence.
อืม
In case of one who has penetrated to no higher release.
คำไทยใช้ว่าสุภวิโมกข์
And
วิโมกข์
สุขวิโมกข์
สุขวิโมกข์
excellent สุภวิโมกข์อ๋อ
Okay, so this is the difference. And further on, it's not end yet. Okay, and here, further on. And how monks, does a monk cultivate the heart's release by loving kindness? What is its goal, its excellence, its fruit, and its outcome? So this is the last one, okay? And here, Buddha said, in this case, monks, a monk cultivates the enlightenment factor of mindfulness. What is the enlightenment factors?
โพชง
Ocean, right, well done, very good. Of mindfulness accompanied by loving kindness, and similarly the enlightenment factor of investigated, so it goes on, equanimity accompanied by loving kindness, which is based on detachment, and here again the detachment.
This is what I was experiencing. That's
Okay.
crazy.
Dispassion and leading to the maturity of surrender. Okay, and that is happens. And then now again, if he wishes to dwell perceiving the repulsive in what is not repulsive, now this is the second now, and goes on repulsive and repulsive and both. So this is the one.
What's the meaning repulsive แปลว่าอะไรอ่ะ
Repulsive แล้ว what is the Pali word for repulsive? repulsive เนี่ยคือ Asuba Asuba
อ้าวเหมือน
อ่า
คำเมื่อกี้อ๋อ
Asuba เนี่ยทีนี้ further on he wishes avoiding both repulsive and unrepulsive to dwell equanimous mindful and clear aware
รีพอซีเหมือนกับโลดซัมใช่ไหม
อ่า
คำเมื่อกี้
So this is the further development. He dwells thus equanimous, mindful, and clearly aware of attaining. So this is further on, and then clearly aware or attaining the heart release called beautiful by abide there. Okay. I declare that the heart released by loving kindness has the beautiful for its excellent. This is the attainment of a wise monk who penetrates to no higher release. Okay, so that is. Let me check the higher release. Okay.
beautiful
Beautiful. Super.
สุภาวิโมกข์
Supavimok. Yeah. Okay. Supavimok. That's the attainment of a fourth jhana and leading to okay. That's a fourth jhanas.
Like a beautiful breath or something.
Okay, so that is the difference. You see, practice of loving kindness alone is not the end, but it has got so much to develop on, particularly, and you can see here, Cheto Vimut. What is the Cheto Vimutti means? Anyone? What is the Cheto Vimutti means?
Anyone liberates from his
Hello.
mind.
Hold on. ได้อาจารย์
when is
Sorry, Taniros, what did you say? Cheto Vimutti?
Anyone who liberates from
Yeah.
his mind is called Cheto.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
And this is what is here. Cheto Vimutti is a state of mind released from passion. Yeah, released from passion. This can either be the temporary release found in concentration as here, or the Arhat's full release from passion.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the two. And this is the Cheto Vimutti. In the same way, in the Anguttara Nikaya, also mentioned, Buddha mentioned in a Dutiya, Dukkha Nibbata. In Dukkha Nibbata, Buddha mentioned about the Samadhi, that there are two ways to develop. One is Samatha, and the second one is Vipassana. And in that, the Samatha meditation is to tame the mind. Yeah, Samatha meditation is to tame the mind. And what is the purpose of taming the mind? And it is to release from the passion. And what is the purpose of release from the passion? And it is to attain the Cheto Vimutti. So that is in Anguttara Nikaya Dukkha Nibbata. Yeah, that is. And here you can see further, it can also attainment of arhats. That means you can further more. So in here, that basically if you are practicing samatha, then it's only temporary release. Okay, temporary release. But if you're practicing vipassana, and then again you can attain up to arhat as well, and that's also through the ceto vimutti as well. Yeah. Right. So I was thinking to finish the Karaniya Metta Sutta, but we spend more time in here. But anyway, let's go to complete our Karaniya Metta Sutta. Okay, so this is the last part that we haven't discussed. Right? Before going into it, anyone has got anything or ask or share? Anyone? Anyone wants to say anything that on the Metta Sutta or this Karaniya Metta Sutta that we have studied so far?
So, in this context of the Metta Sutta, it's almost like you're turning the sensations and the what is metta, like taking it as an object, right, and applying just using it just like anapanasati.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why it comes under the samatha.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
This is so different from how it's normally taught. Like, I realize this is what I've been doing.
Okay.
It's so cool, like when you come across a sutta that's describing your experience, that's almost like
yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Anyone? Anybody hear what Thantita Dhammo said?
Yeah.
No. Okay. Can you explain a little bit, Thantita?
it's like in this context, it's like almost like trying to capture that sensation of metta within your mind and trying to treat it like an object of meditation, similar to anapanasati. Like in anapanasati, we look at the in-breath and the out-breath and so on and goes on. But in here, like it's almost like you're turning what is a concept and you are trying to see how this manifests in the mind, and instead of taking it as a concept, you try to apply mindfulness to it, or you don't try, but it becomes an object, and this way it develops similar to other meditations. Don't know if that made any sense. It's quite different from how it's normally taught. So what I'm trying to get at.
Apply mindfulness.
Apply metta as an object of a meditation. Apply metta as an object of a meditation, and then until you will gain the samadhi.
Sometimes, like metta just appears in your mind without you trying to do it, or like let's say in a similar way where thoughts just appear in the mind, like this metta can appear.
Yeah.
So if you use this system, you can turn that into a like of almost satipatthana, but on metta, like a dhamma. What's it? Dhamma.
Same as me. Yeah? I told you for the last, ใช่ไหม? When I practice metta bhavana for the first 3 days and apply to mindfulness for the rest.
Yeah.
ใช่ปะ?
Yeah. Yes. Similar. Yeah. So that's why if you remember me saying that if you want to know how much your meditation developed, check with your metta. How much metta you have naturally nurtured. Eh?
Do you think that this metta is sort of like an unconditioned thing as well? Because it's like, I mean, it's something they call Buddha has a like boundless ocean of compassion and metta, right? So it is something that is there, but it is hidden by our defilements and that.
Yeah.
And so what we are doing when our meditation, when it's just uncovered for even just a one moment, and if you try to, if you apply your mindfulness to it, try to develop it, this is like a form of going to a state of vimukti.
Yeah. So that's why if you look at the sutta here as well, see, the first one is saying, okay, abandoning the hindrances. But normally we haven't, and corruption of awareness. So this is, we haven't fully developed, and as a result, it's not complete yet.
Yes. So mind of an arahant is always in that state.
Yeah. So that's why it's always there. Metta is always with them. Yeah. That's why someone who has attained a good understanding of the Dhamma, they always possess this quality. Okay. Now, okay, let's finish this Karaniya Metta Sutta. Okay, the last 3 verses. And this is Mettancha Sabba Lokasming Mana Sangbhavaya Aparimanam Uddham Adocha Tiriyancha Asambadam Aweram Asapattam. So, Mettancha Sabba Lokasming. Sabba Lokasming. Entire cosmos. Sabba Lokasming. With goodwill for the metan, the goodwill for the entire cosmos. Sabba Lokasming. Mana Sangbhavaya Aparimanam. Cultivate the heart limitlessly. Aparimanam, limitlessly. The mana is mana. This is mana. Sangvaya. Yeah, as generating. So cultivate the heart limitlessly. So apariman. Uddhang adocha tiriyancha. Uddhang adocha tiriyancha. All around. Uddhang above. Adho below and all around. Asambadam awaram asapadam. Unobstructed is asambadam. Badam. Bada means the obstruction. Awaram asapadam. Without enmity or hate. Awaram. Enmity and or hate. Asapadam. Without. Okay. Tithang charang nisinnowa. Tithang. Standing. Charang nisinnowa, charang going, nisinno sitting, sayano sleeping, yavatassa vigata middo. As long as one's drowsiness is gone, this is, one should be resolved on this mindfulness. This is called, okay. There's etang sating adithaya brahma metam vihara midama. So sayano wa yava tassa vigata middo. Middo is drowsiness. Okay, midda. Middo is drowsiness. Vigata middo is already gone. Vigata. Yava tassa. So whichever ways they are, they're mindful. Sitting and then etam. So with no drowsiness, but whichever ways you are in, whether you're sitting, walking, standing, walking, sitting, and lying down, or yavatasa, whichever ways you are, you are mindful. Etam. So etam referring to this whole sentence. Etam sating adithaya. You are mindful. You are mindful. Brahma metam vihara midam. In this case, you will be able to attain the sublime. So you're living a sublime like a Brahma. You're staying like a Brahma. Now here, one more thing. Just remember, in a practice of Satipatthana, that's why starts from four postures. Starts from titha, standing, walk, and charang, walking, and then nisindo, sitting, and lying down. And this you can practice when you are practicing very slow motion. This exactly fits in it. Yeah, this is how practice. You are standing and then walking and sitting and then lying down. This is how the natural process happens. And this you will able to notice very clearly when you are practicing the proper vipassana practice. Yeah. Okay. And then tithancha anupagama silava dasanena sampanno kamesu gedam nahi jatu gabba sayang punaretiti. So this is a very important one. Monit,
Huh?
do you want to say something? Are you saying something?
You say wrong.
Which one?
Tithinja, not tithan.
Yeah, dithincha. Okay.
Tithinja.
Dithincha. Yeah, dithincha. Dittha means the micha ditti. Dittha is micha ditti here. Not taking that micha ditti here.
You just showed dictate.
Yeah.
Okay.
So dithincha and anupagama silava, virtuous and consummate in vision. Yeah. So anupagama, you are not going with, or consummate, not association, silava. Not so here a person who has got the wrong view and who is not practicing according to the virtues or the sila, dasanena sampanno. So you are avoid from that. Having subdued kamesu vinaya gedam. Having subdued, so this is the second one. Having subdued desire for sensual pleasure. Okay, so you have no desire for sensual pleasure. Kamesu, sensual pleasure. Nahi jatu gabba sayang punaretiti. One never again will lie in the womb. See? And this is the very highest one. Nahi jat. That means not thinking or not. There is no conscious to rebirth anymore in any womb. So he is not rebirth anymore.
Brahma.
So here it is talking about the liberation. Okay.
That means maybe from the anagami, non-returner.
Could
Not return in the womb.
Yeah.
ในมดลูกใช่ไหมเจ้าค่ะ
Yeah.
but maybe rebirth in Prom, in Brahma.
Right? And that also ability to attain the liberation too. This particular line, this last one, we can align with the metta sutta that we have just discussed. This one, the last bit one. So this goes with this one. And that is the difference in the metta bhavana. So I think we finished metta bhavana for here. And then I think the concept of a metta bhavana we have covered so far. I think so far I know, so far I can understand. Yeah. So this is the concept of metta in Buddhism. Okay. So anybody wants to share anything before we finish today?
Yes, Ajahn, I have 2 suttas about them.
Okay.
Actually, this sutta we can find in the Pali Nidhan Sangyutta Nikaya in Tripitaka. Lord Buddha's told this sutta that radiate the metta has a more fruition than giving. And Lord Buddha told to Bhikkhu that, Bhikkhu, if anyone give a big bowl of rice in the morning time, Bhikkhu, if anyone give a bowl of rice, big bowl of rice in the afternoon time, if anyone give a big bowl of rice in the evening time, if anyone practice or radiation the metta in the morning time, even for a little time. For example, the Lord Buddha's give example that when the cow gives a milk, a drop of milk will come. Even for a few seconds, it will take only for a few seconds. There is a more fluctuation than the giving a big bowl of rice for the 3 times. So if we practice metta or the sharing metta or radiate the metta for only a little time, there is a more fluctuation than giving a big bowl of rice for the 3 times. This is one of the metta sutta we can find in the Tripitaka Pali Nidhan Sangyutta Nikaya, and another one is in the Navaka Anguttara Nikaya in the Tripitaka. Lord Buddha told that if anyone practice metta only little time as a smelling good, just like if we have a flower, of a good smell of the flower in our hand, and we take that flower and we smell that flower only for a few seconds. It will take how many seconds that we smell that flower to smell? It will take only maybe a few seconds, 2-3 seconds. It has a more fluctuation than anyone admire to 5 precepts, avoiding from killing, avoiding from taking orders, things which is not given, avoiding from missexual conduct, avoiding from telling lie, avoiding from taking drugs. These 5 things, 5 precepts. And then Lord Buddha told again that if anyone practice impermanence consciousness only for a little time, for example, just like we have a finger in our hand, just like we bend our finger, how much time it will take? Maybe for a few seconds, 1-2 seconds. If we practice the impermanence consciousness, means anicca sanya, only for a few seconds, then it has a more benefits and a fruition than we practice metta.
Yeah.
This is the 2 sutta that I found about the metta.
Yeah, thank you very much for that sharing. Okay, Jan Pira, anything you want to say before we end today's class?
Yes, I'm really enjoying with all of you talking about metta, and we practice metta in the routine that we practice, and we need to be introspective to find out whether or not we have any of this quality within us. And to be able to do this, we need to practice vipassana meditation. If through this metta meditation practice, we discover that we lack of certain quality, we should then apply light thought and should be effect on the individual word of the metta sutta that we practice and realize it. And I hope you all need to develop more vipassana and practice meditation together and learn everything that we want to expect to know and everything. I think the knowledge is good wisdom for all. It's very good. I'm so really appreciate all for discuss today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sadhu. Okay. So I think we will end here and also let you know that our center is closed for 1 week because of possibility of getting
I have heard. So yes. So it's good for safe anyone. Yeah. We're waiting for the right time is good. Right time and right place, right person. I think everything is success. Finally. Yes.
So we'll come back. Yeah, we'll come back on day after tomorrow on the topic of compassion. So I would like you to prepare some stories to tell on compassion. Yeah.
And I have a good news to tell you. I just have confirmed from Yom Anna said.
Compassion.
They